Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tanya Files. All right, so when you think of a game show host, what comes to your mind? You know, is he or she like very kind, very charming, very friendly, and how everyone loves them? Well, what if I told you that there actually was a game show where the host was the exact opposite, to the point that he was actually kind of creepy? Well, I guess there's a first for everything, right? All right, so this game show was called Inquizition. It was on the Game Show Network channel back in the 90s. I grew up watching this game show, and just so everyone knows, I didn't know what Inquisition meant, like, back then, obviously, because I was in grade school. But I always wondered why this game show was so dark and sometimes depressing. So, obviously, I know what Inquisition is now, but the reason why it's spelled differently, obviously, is because it's basically a quiz show. So basically what happens is there's a host, and there are 4 contestants, both on the show, and 4 people who play from home. Now, I'm not quite sure how they did it back then. I don't know if maybe Inquisition had a website or something that the people from home played. I'm not sure. I didn't really look that far into it, really. But after, I want to say, let's see, there were 3 rounds of questions. And at the end of each round, the person with the lowest score was eliminated. And the host, he was not afraid to represent like his frustration or disappointment if people were not getting a lot of the questions right. And I just remember thinking as a kid, I was like, this is not the typical game show host. Oh, and he is called the Inquisitor. Now, I'm not sure who his real name is, like what his real name is, but his face has never been revealed on the show. So I don't know if he's like an actor playing a role or what. But he was definitely perfect for this show. Yeah. And later in this episode, I'll show you something that really scared me about him. And I think it was just something to, to be honest, the part I'm going to show later, I don't know if it was really part of an episode or if it was something to, I guess, let the viewers know that there was going to be another season or something, because this little clip of the part I'll show later, like, I can't find a full episode of it. So I think I remember seeing that clip back then, but I don't know. Because unfortunately, with the host always getting angry or blunt, basically, that's just who he was. So we're going to listen to how the show, how every episode began. Let me rewind it. Okay. And let's take a look. Give me a sec here. Sorry.
Watch the bottom of the screen to see who these brave souls are and how they fare against our on-camera contestants. The player with the lowest score at the end of each round will be eliminated from further play. Only the highest scoring home and on-camera players will survive.
And now I know what they meant by that. And this is the Inquisitor. Very creepy intro, isn't it?
You are about to be witness to an examination. Several of you have decided to try your skills against the participants. But Be you player or spectator, be prepared. For you have just been invited
to an Inquisition. Okay, so basically in every episode, this is what it looks like. He'll have his back to the camera at all times, and the 4 contestants are in front. And usually at the beginning, at the bottom of the screen is where you'll see the scores of the players who are playing from home. And let's see. Oh, and I definitely want to show you an example of a time where I think a lot of them didn't get the question right. I don't remember, but when the correct answer was revealed and a lot of them didn't get it right, he had something to say about it. Oh, I just found something funny. I can't believe I forgot about this. Okay, this is a funny moment that I want to show you first. Sorry, I'm having trouble seeing this. Hang on.
in Moscow. The
Sorry about that.
condition of being able to identify with another person's feelings is A, empathy, B, sympathy, C, none of the above. A, empathy. A feeling I have not been troubled with. If you were vacationing in Banff, you'd be in A, Germany, B, Canada, C, none of the above. B, Canada. Ineptitude abounds. I am unimpressed with each and every one of you. Is that clear?
Yes, Inquisitor.
You may all be sent to Banff. Dr. Frank Furter is a character in A, Young Frankenstein, B, Little Shop of Horrors, C, none of the above. C, Dr. Frank Furter is a character in the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
So, as you can tell, he does have a little bit of an attitude. Just a little bit. But, yeah. But now that I understand what Inquisition actually is, then the show makes more sense now than it did back then, obviously. And when I found out what Inquisition actually was, and I know it's, it's different spelling from the show, obviously. But, that was a very terrible thing that I did some research on. Very bad. I'm actually glad that my religion doesn't do stuff like Inquisition. Alright, so that pretty much gives you a good idea. So at the end of every round, like I said, the person with the lowest score is eliminated both on the show and whoever has the lowest score at the bottom here. And then I think when the show first started, the person on the show and from home who had the highest score who survived at the end, they won $250. And then I think it was raised to $500, if I remember correctly, per contestant who won, obviously. So, yeah. I mean, my parents didn't like this show, which I understand now, obviously. But at first, I just thought that they were just being critical just because when I was growing up, there were a lot of shows on Nickelodeon my parents didn't approve of, which, again, as an adult, I can understand. There were some ridiculous shows on Nickelodeon back then. But anyway, I want to show you now that clip I was telling you about earlier where he was so vicious that it was actually terrifying. And I could have sworn I saw this clip back in the 90s, but like I said, I couldn't find it in a full episode, so I kind of wonder if it was like a kind of like a teaser in a way that Inquisition was having another season or something. All right, so let's check it out. Okay, so here we go. Now, as you can see, before I hit play, you can see that this one woman did not select an answer. And that's why I think it was kind of like a sneak, like a teaser, because I think she did this individual. She did 3 different commercials when Game Show Network was trying to promote the new season of Inquizition. So that's why I now think that this was a teaser instead of like an episode.
The answer is A, Davy Jones. Hit your button, Miss MacGuffin. I won't remind you again. Once is a mistake. 3 times is idiocy.
You know what, Inquisitor, I'm sorry. I did actually hit my button. I did hit it. I know my monkeys, and I knew the answer was A.
Silence, you insolent fool. A verbal reply has not been requested and is never tolerated.
Whoa, okay. You can't really talk to me like that. I'm telling you, I think my button was...
Enough, you moronic miscreant.
Hey, I waited a long time to come on.
That concludes this portion of the examination. The last parting is such sweet sorrow. But in this case, Miss MacGuffin, it's a welcome relief. Begone.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna turn around. What you're doing isn't fair, okay? I did hit the A. I hit the A.
No!
No!
Definitely not the typical game show, is it? Or the host, for that matter. And now I understand more than ever why my parents didn't want me to watch that as a kid. But, yeah. All I can say is, like I said, when I found out what Inquizition actually was, that's when I really realized why the game show was so creepy and uncomfortable at times, But, yeah, I don't know if Game Show Network will ever show reruns of it again. There are a lot of them on YouTube, but I don't think they have every single one, obviously. So, if you haven't seen the show before, feel free to look it up and check it out. Let me know what you think. And based on the clips I've shown you in this episode, what do you think? All right. So let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next episode. Good night.